Hello, and thank you for joining us for Career Exploration, a virtual program of the Allen County Public Library. My name is Tom, and I'm an employment and training advisor with Work1, and I will be the host for today's program. Our co-host is Christella, a senior librarian at the Allen County Public Library.
Hey everybody, today's program is being recorded. In order to improve the quality of everyone's listening experience, your microphones may have been muted. If you have a question or comment, please use the chat function at the bottom of the screen. Lisa, senior librarian at ACPL, she will address those questions if you have any. So go ahead, Tom.
Today's program, as we've already said, is Career Exploration. We're going to be exploring how career paths to suit your skills and your interests. Again, this program is presented in partnership between the Allen County Public Library and Work1 Northeast. All of our programs are equal opportunity programs. If you're in need of any sort of assistance or in need of auxiliary aids, please let us know and we will do the best that we can to provide you with that assistance. Today's agenda is going to go as follows, as you can see on the screen. First off, we're going to answer the question, what is a career? Following that up, we're going to talk about the differences between a job and career. And then we're going to look at the different components of career exploration, the first of which is self-exploration, then career exploration itself, followed up by career planning and management. So first and foremost, we have to ask that question, what is a career and what is a job? So what is the difference between the two? A job is a paid position of regular employment, whereas a career is an occupation undertaken for a significant period of a person's life and with opportunities for progress. Many people look at a job just as something that's going to get them by financially, just for a short period of time. But as you can see within the definition of a career, this is something that is over a significant period of time. So our next slide is taking a look at just exactly a few more differentials between a career and a job. A career is one where we are in pursuit of professional goals. We get to experience long-term success. There is higher non-monetary benefits. There is specialized learning, and that will develop our abilities. There is greater opportunity for advancement. And I think most importantly, there's greater job satisfaction. Now, the job is really just doing that work just to get a paycheck. We may experience some short-term success. There could be some good wages that are associated with it, but the benefits may not be the same as those that we experience within a career pathway. And there could be some specialized training that is required. So in choosing a career, first thing we want to do is define that career path. In order to define that career path, the first thing we want to do is research that occupation. After researching that occupation, we want to be able to research the potential employers in our immediate area. Once we've been able to explore those employers within our area, we have to consider any sort of barriers or challenges that might come in our pathway and develop a plan to overcome those barriers and challenges. The most important thing when we're looking at our career pathway is that we have to be patient. We want to be patient because it's going to take time to be able to be successful and achieve those long-term goals that we set up for ourselves. So why would we accept a job over exploring our careers? And here we find 4 very good reasons why someone might accept a job over exploring a career pathway. The first one is for that support, that financial support for themselves and for their family. Having that financial support is important. And so it kind of alleviates any sort of sense of panic that one might feel while we're trying to find that employment opportunity. Another reason why someone may accept a job versus exploring a career is because it's comfortable. That comfort zone is an area where people will decide to accept that job because they've done it before. They know what it takes to be successful within that job, and they're willing to continue to do that job. The third reason why someone might accept a career versus accept a job instead of exploring a career is because of that fear of change, that unknown factor. It is a little unnerving to move into a new position. And so some of us might be nervous to get to know new colleagues, have to learn new terminology so that we can work within that new field. Sometimes we could feel overwhelmed. And sometimes we get that feeling of frustration as well. So that fear of change, that unknown factor, does influence people to accept a job versus exploring a career pathway. And that last reason why someone might accept a job, they just feel like they don't want to upskill. They don't want to continue to learn. And so that need to upskill, that need to improve oneself can become a challenge that can keep somebody from exploring their career. So these are 4 reasons why an individual might decide to choose to accept a job instead of exploring a career pathway. So the job seeker, when they accept that job, there is going to be some risk involved. And here on this slide, we see a lot of those risks that are involved. The first one is that occupational mismatch. An occupational mismatch is something that's going to lead us into being dissatisfied with what we're doing for our livelihood, for a job. We can experience that we don't fit in well with the culture or the office environment. We may not see that opportunity to make a difference within the culture or within the organization. We also run the risk of experiencing a lot of undue stress. There are times where we might feel like we just can't wait to get off of work. We just can't wait to get home. If we're not focusing on our job tasks, there is that potential to become injured. And if we are constantly worrying about injury or not focusing on our job, there's going to be that stress of, when am I going to get laid off? And all of these stressors can lead into depression. And these stressors that we experience while on the job can also lead into our personal lives. So there is a lot of risk in taking that job versus a career pathway. And a career pathway is going to lead us to being a little bit happier outside of the workplace as well. Now, the individual isn't just the only person who's taken a risk when we accept a job versus exploring a career pathway. The employer is also taking risks. If the employees are not happy, there can be an increased turnover. There can be a decrease in productivity. If the employees are not focusing on what they're doing, there is the risk of injuries. If there are employees who decide to leave, that's going to take up more time from the employer. They need to advertise for this open position. And once they find a suitable employee, then they have to fill out the paperwork. They have to go through interviewing. They have to train this new employee. And seeing one employee leave, seeing a colleague leave, it can reduce morale. So the employer also takes a risk when someone just decides to choose a job rather than follow a career pathway. On this slide, we see that there are 3 components in looking at career exploration, and we're going to be looking at these 3 different components here. The first is self-exploration. The second component is career exploration. And the third component is career planning and management. So the first of these 3 components is self-exploration. In self-exploration, we want to ask ourselves, What are some of those skills and abilities that we currently have? Are we a skilled welder? Are we certified in welding? Are we an excellent communicator? Do we have advanced knowledge when it comes to working with technology or working with a computer? We have to ask ourselves, what interests do we have? Do we enjoy helping people? Do we enjoy solving problems? Or are we good with working with our hands? So you have to ask yourselves, what is it that we enjoy to do? What is our interest? And finally, what do you value the most in the workplace? Do you want to be independent? Have the ability to make your own decisions? Do you want recognition? Would you like to have an employer who is loyal to all their employees? Or is a high wage important to you? So within your self-exploration, you want to make sure that you pursue these different questions here. What are your skills and abilities? What interests do you possess? And what do you value within the workplace? So within our self-exploration, where are we within our journey? Are we stepping into our very first career? Are we in a transition, a mid-career transition? Or has there been a major transition within our life? We want to be able to ask ourselves these questions because within these questions lies a little bit more of the direction that we can take. So as we do a little bit of self-exploration, there is a worksheet in the handout that accompanies this workshop. You'll find this page on page 5, very much the same as what you see on the screen. And you have 3 columns where you can just jot down ideas. So that first one that we have here, what are your ideal job duties that you want to be able to participate in? I look at this column as the column where I would do this even if I wasn't getting paid to do it. The middle column, this is something that I will do some of the time. So I have some passion for doing it, but it's not something that I want to do 100% of the time. And then the third column that we have, what is it that we won't do or that we physically cannot do? And by filling in this chart, these 3 columns, it's going to help us to focus our career exploration. It's going to help us to focus where our passions lie. It's going to help us to realize this is what's going to make me happy within my career pathway. And so that leads us into our second component of career exploration. And this involves a lot of research. What we want to do is research the career that we're choosing. What are some of the responsibilities and tasks that are involved? What is the average wage in the geographical area? What is the outlook for this career pathway? If this career pathway that we're choosing is going to become obsolete in 10 years, is this something that we really want to pursue then? Within this career path, are there opportunities for growth? Are there opportunities to take on more responsibilities? What's the educational requirement within your career pathway? There are careers out there that require associate's degrees, bachelor's degrees, and then there are also those that are requiring certifications. So what kind of education is needed for the career pathway that is being chosen? Other things that we're going to be able to discover within our research, what are some of the physical demands that are involved? Is this a position where we're going to be sitting for long hours, or are we going to be on our feet walking around for long hours? Is heavy lifting involved? What are the working conditions? Will we be working inside or will we be working outside? If we're working within a manufacturing facility, is it air conditioned? These are some good questions that we want to be able to ask. And also, what are some of the potential hazards that are involved? Will we be working with chemicals? So these are questions that you want to make sure that you find out the answers to as you do your career exploration. Now, the website Indiana Career Ready is an amazing resource to help you with exploring all the different careers that are out there. The next couple of slides are going to go over some of those little icons that we see at the bottom of our slide. So the first icon that we are going to look into is called Indiana Career Explorer, INCE for short. Within Indiana Career Explorer, you get to create an account. You'll take 3 assessments, and these 3 assessments, there's no right or wrong answer to it. So relax while you're taking care of the assessments. And as you're answering those questions, what they're going to do, those questions are going to help explain some of the skills that you may have. It will identify your interests, and it will identify your values. And as you're able to look at your skills, your interests, and your values, you'll be able to see different career pathways that might be something worth exploring. Another resource that we find on Indiana Career Ready is a website that we use rather frequently here within Work One centers, and that is Indiana Career Connect. With Indiana Career Connect, you'll have the opportunity to upload your resume and do some job searching. In addition to doing job searching within Indiana Career Connect, there are also some skill assessment tools. These assessments will personalize your results for you. The system will match your work experience with current job openings, thus making it a little bit easier for the job search. You'll be able to explore new occupations within those current job openings. You can view the current skills, possibly even research some skills that are needed for new career fields, new pathways that you would like to discover. You can also find training providers. And some of the more important tools that we have, the career match, as well as a nice list of online learning resources. So if you want to be able to explore and learn some new things, training opportunities exist within Indiana Career Connect. Another icon that we find within Indiana Career Ready is the Indiana InDemand jobs. These jobs are some of the careers that are going to have the highest demand, as well as some very high wages as well. As we see on this screen here in front of us on this slide, it's starting off for us alphabetically. So accountants and auditors, both of these have 5 flames. So it's a very much in-demand type of position. We see the average salary in there. And if we want to know just exactly what kind of training might be involved for these, we can click on that column for the training that's going to be involved. Or if we want to see a video to see what's involved with this kind of position, we can watch a brief video as well. The third component for career exploration is career planning and management. So within career planning and management, what we want to do is first and foremost recognize that there is some unpredictability within our employment. I think we've kind of experienced that a little bit lately with that unpredictable nature. But what we want to have is a career plan. Okay, that's an important thing to recognize, is that we have a plan developed. And in that plan, we want to focus on where are we now? Where do we want to go? And what does it take to get there? So this kind of plays into that interview question that we can experience. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? That's a question about your career planning. So what is your plan to get to that next destination, to reach that next goal? And what we want to understand is that the traditional view of careers, it's constantly changing, and we have to be ready to change with those times. This slide here is a list of the top 10 projected fastest growing occupations in Northeast Indiana. As we see, number 1 is food preparation and serving. Number 2 is healthcare practitioners and technical. So within healthcare, that deals with anybody that is associated with healthcare, ranging from the physicians to the nurses, to those who are working within the nursing homes, anybody associated with healthcare. Number 3 is transportation and material moving. Number 4 is personal care and service. 5 is healthcare support. 6 is construction and extraction. 7 is community and social service. 8 is installation, maintenance, and repair. 9 is business and financial operations. And 10 is building and ground cleaning and maintenance. So these are the top 10 fastest growing occupations here in Northeast Indiana. This slide is the top 10 list of openings in Northeast Indiana. And this is as of November of 2020. So number 1 on our list is production. Number 2 is office and administrative support. 3 is food preparation and serving related positions. Number 4 is sales and related positions. 5 is transportation and material moving. 6 is management. 7 is personal care. 8, construction and extraction. 9 is installation, maintenance, and repair. And number 10, education, training, and library services. As we pursue our career development and our career plan, training might be something that we need to seek. There are many positions out there where degrees are required, and there are many more positions out there where certifications are required. If we wish to pursue certifications, Work One has some funding available at times. And so if you're curious about training, contact your local Work One center and ask if there are any training dollars available. As we develop our plan for our career development, there are a few steps that we might want to consider. One step is an informational interview. Within an informational interview, we are reaching out to the company where we want to work, or we're going to be reaching out to individuals who are holding the position that we want to obtain. Reach out to these companies, reach out to these individuals, and ask them if you can take 15 minutes of their time just to learn more. Learn more about what they offer. What does the company offer? Why does the people want to work for that company? It's a great opportunity to get to know the culture of that company by participating in these informational interviews. Other steps that can be taken, take a course. There's many, many online services that are available where you can sign up and participate within free courses. If you're curious as to what some of those websites are, I suggest that you visit the 9Works Useful Links page. It will have a list of some online courses that you can participate in. You can also try out the different careers that you're interested in. Ask if you can job shadow somebody for an hour or two out of their day. Volunteer with the company. If you're interested within some of the more hands-on type of positions, get involved with an apprenticeship. Ask if you can participate within an internship. These opportunities are ways for you to learn about the culture of the organizations and to get a better understanding of the career path that you're choosing. So in reviewing this information about career exploration, we want to make sure that we recognize that a career development is a lifelong learning pathway. Positions are evolving just as technology evolves. So we want to make sure that we are changing with the times. We want to understand and know what our mission, what our vision, what our values are, and be able to combine our mission, vision, and values with our job search. We want to make sure that we're able to explore all the different opportunities that are out there, research those different companies and career pathways. We want to be able to set goals for ourselves, develop a plan, and then work that plan. And as we are progressing through our career development, we want to take time to reflect. We want to take time and evaluate, how are we doing? Are we meeting our goals? Are we happy as we are meeting our goals? These steps will help us to advance within our career, and these steps will help us as we continue on. Some of the websites that were used in the development of this presentation, we have IndianaCareerReady.com, IndianaCareerExplorer.com, IndianaCareerConnect.com, HoosierData.in.gov, and I also made reference to a few other websites. But if you're interested in participating with future workshops that we have resume development, cover letters, and interviewing with confidence. Here we see our 9Works website. And also, if you'd like to learn more about the Allen County Public Library, we have their contact information as well. Thank you for attending today's workshop.
Thank you, Tom. That was really great information. I do want to let people know that there are videos on our YouTube, the ACPL YouTube channel, of a few of those workshops that Tom just mentioned. So you can go back and watch those if you find that helpful. And the library is here to help you with your job search needs. If you need to do research, we have put together a pocket guide to popular resources for job searching. So if you're just researching, or if you need help with interviewing or resume writing or anything like that, there are lots of resources in this packet, or this pocket guide, that you can come pick up at any of the branches. Don't know if we have any questions, Lisa. I don't see any. Yeah, okay. So yeah, just be aware you can go back and watch this. We will have this up online in a couple of weeks, I'd say. And also we are offering the same this workshop next Tuesday, March 23rd at 10 a.m. So with that, I thank you again, Tom, and we will hopefully see everybody on YouTube or next week. So have a great day. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.